Hello, my friend. Today I want to speak directly to you, not to the crowd, not to the average, but to you, the one who has felt the weight of the world pressing against your chest, the one who has tasted failure and yet refuses to let it define you. There is a truth few understand, and it is simple. If you never give up, you never truly lose. Imagine the power in that statement, not as words, but as a force that can reshape the path of your life. Think about all the moments in your life where fear whispered, "It's over. Stop now," and yet you move forward. Maybe quietly, maybe with hesitation, but you moved. That movement, that refusal to surrender, is where the magic begins. It's where ordinary people are separated from those who carve their names into history. And let me tell you a secret. The world doesn't notice the ones who quit. It only remembers the ones who persist when the night is at its darkest. Now consider this. Every obstacle you face, every failure you endure, is not a punishment. It is a message. It is life testing your focus, your resilience, your willingness to embrace discomfort and grow stronger in the process. Imagine a sculptor with a block of marble. Each strike of the chisel is a challenge, a failure, a small setback. But the sculpture emerges not in spite of these strikes, but because of them. Your mind, your spirit, your resolve. They are being shaped the same way. And here's where most people lose themselves. They believe that losing is failing. But I am here to flip that idea on its head. Losing is only permanent when you accept it as your fate. Every time you stand up after being knocked down, every time you face your fear and take one more step forward, you are rewriting the rules of the game. You are telling the universe that your limits are not set by circumstances. They are set by you. So now let's go deeper. What does it really mean to refuse to give up? It's more than just pushing through pain. It's understanding that life is not a straight path. There will be twists, betrayals, disappointments, and moments where the world seems determined to break you. But in those moments, your strength becomes invisible power. The kind of power that makes others doubt their own limits while you quietly, persistently redefine yours. Imagine a story, perhaps it sounds familiar. A young athlete overlooked and underestimated, told that he wasn't good enough. He stumbled, failed repeatedly, felt the eyes of the world on him, waiting for him to quit. Yet he didn't. Each setback became a teacher, each failure a stepping stone. And over time, the same people who doubted him witnessed a transformation. They saw the unstoppable force that emerges when someone refuses to surrender. This is what I want you to feel right now, that you are that person, the one who refuses to let defeat define your story, the one who turns pain into strategy, fear into fuel, and doubt into determination. Most people live their lives waiting for success to fall into their lap. You, my friend, are learning the secret. Success is born in the decision to keep moving, no matter how heavy the world feels. Now let's dive even deeper. Refusing to give up is not just an act. It's a mindset, a secret weapon that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge and push forward, you are rewiring your mind. Each small victory, each decision to rise instead of surrender, is like planting a seed of power that grows into something unstoppable. Imagine a young inventor, obsessed with an idea everyone else deemed impossible. Day after day, rejection after rejection, failure after failure, the world whispered, "Give up. It's too much." But he kept going. Not because he was lucky, not because the world suddenly changed, but because he refused to let their doubts become his own. That refusal, that stubborn flame, became the very force that turned imagination into reality. And here's the clever part. The universe doesn't hand out rewards to those who wait. It responds to those who persist. Every struggle, every pain, every moment you refuse to quit is training you in a hidden language. It's teaching you patience, discipline, focus, and a deep understanding of your own limits and how to crush them. You start to see patterns, opportunities, and paths that others never notice. You become untouchable, not through brute force, but through quiet, relentless mastery of yourself. This is where most people fail to understand their true potential. They look for shortcuts, for easy victories, for applause from the crowd. But you are learning the truth. The real power lives in the refusal to give up, in the commitment to move forward even when no one is watching, even when every sign tells you to quit. That's where the invisible transformation happens, the kind that builds resilience, sharpens intuition, and develops a presence that commands respect without needing to demand it. Picture this: a musician practicing day and night, fingers blistered, voice raw, heart aching, while the world doubts her talent. Every missed note, every rejection, every lonely hour of effort is invisible to others, but she knows it is shaping her greatness. And one day when the lights shine on her, the applause isn't just for her performance, it's for her relentless refusal to quit when quitting would have been easier. You too are capable of this. Every obstacle you encounter, every moment of doubt, every challenge that seems insurmountable is a chance to cultivate this same invisible strength. The difference between those who win and those who fail is not luck, not privilege. It's the choice to keep going when surrender seems tempting. You are the person who can make that choice, and that choice changes everything. Now let's dive even deeper. Refusing to give up is not just an act, it's a mindset, a secret weapon that separates those who merely exist from those who truly live. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge and push forward, you are rewiring your mind. Each small victory, each decision to rise instead of surrender, is like planting a seed of power that grows into something unstoppable. Imagine a young inventor obsessed with an idea everyone else deemed impossible. Day after day, rejection after rejection, failure after failure, the world whispered, "Give up, it's too much." But he kept going, not because he was lucky, not because the world suddenly changed, but because he refused to let their doubts become his own. That refusal, that stubborn flame, became the very force that turned imagination into reality. Now picture the way your mind starts to shift when you persist. At first, it's uncomfortable. Fear and uncertainty creep in, doubt tries to take over, and you feel alone. But with every small act of persistence, a remarkable change begins. You start to notice patterns others miss. You begin to anticipate challenges before they arrive. You recognize opportunities in places where others see only obstacles. This is not luck. It's the invisible power of your mind being honed, sharpened, and trained in ways that ordinary people will never understand. And here's the clever part. The universe doesn't hand out rewards to those who wait. It responds to those who persist. Every struggle, every pain, every moment you refuse to quit is teaching you an unspoken language. It's whispering the rules of success that most never hear: patience, discipline, focus, self-reliance, and the quiet joy of mastering your own limitations. The world may ignore your efforts today, but your persistence builds a foundation of power that becomes undeniable tomorrow. Consider the story of an athlete who is consistently underestimated. Everyone says he is too slow, too weak, not talented enough, and yet every day he trains harder, pushes farther, and embraces the pain that others avoid. Each drop of sweat, every blister, every aching muscle is invisible to the world. But it is sculpting a champion. That quiet, relentless refusal to give up is what separates him from those who fade into mediocrity. And one day the moment arrives. The crowd sees a victory, but they don't see the years of invisible effort that made it possible. You, however, understand it. You see it, and you are learning to live it. This principle applies not only to extraordinary feats, but to every part of your life. Every moment you face a personal struggle, a fear, a rejection, a setback, you have a choice: surrender or persist. And every time you choose persistence, you are doing something remarkable. You are training your mind to operate on a higher plane. You are shaping a version of yourself that refuses to be broken by circumstance, that refuses to settle for mediocrity, that knows instinctively that victory is a matter of endurance as much as skill. And here's the subtle, almost mischievous secret. While the world is busy seeking shortcuts, taking the easy path, hoping for luck, you are quietly, persistently building a power that no one can steal. The power of relentless persistence, the power that makes others doubt their own limits while you quietly redefine yours. You are becoming someone rare, someone formidable, someone who refuses to surrender. And that is a secret the ordinary will never fully comprehend. Now let's bring this closer to your life. Every challenge you face, every moment you feel the weight of the world pressing down, is not a sign that you are weak. It is an invitation to rise. The path of persistence is rarely visible to others. Most people measure success by results alone, by trophies, money, recognition. But you, the one who refuses to surrender, understands something far more powerful. The invisible victories, the battles fought in silence, the quiet decisions to keep moving forward. These are the victories that shape who you truly are. Consider the people around you. Some will doubt you. Some will question your choices. They will call you stubborn, naive, or foolish. But that is the mark of someone who is extraordinary. They cannot see what you see. They cannot feel the fire that burns within you when the night is darkest, the doubts are loudest, and every reason to quit is staring you in the face. That fire is yours alone. That determination sets you apart. That mindset will carry you farther than talent, luck, or circumstances ever could. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, 5 years, 10 years. Every time you refused to quit, every time you took one more step when the world told you to stop, you were building an invisible fortress around your mind and spirit. And the people who once doubted you, they will watch as you reach heights they never imagined possible. And they will never understand the quiet, relentless power that brought you there. Because your journey is not just about winning, it is about becoming someone unbreakable, someone who does not need validation from the outside world to know their worth. Every setback, every heartbreak, every failure you encounter is like a mirror reflecting your potential back to you. It's showing you where your strength truly lies. The people who give up too soon never get the chance to see that reflection. They never discover what they could have become. But you are learning to embrace it. You are learning to see that the only real loss is giving up, and the only real victory is refusing to surrender, no matter how difficult the path. And here's the most empowering thought. The world will never define you unless you let it. Your victories, your resilience, your persistence, they are yours alone. The choice to continue, to fight, to rise after every fall is a privilege that few understand. By refusing to surrender, you are not only achieving, you are evolving. You are becoming someone who commands life, someone who moves with purpose, someone who will leave a mark not just because of what they accomplish, but because of how they refuse to be defeated at every turn. And let's take it a step further. Think about the moments when life has tested you, when every signal screamed for you to stop, when every door seemed closed, when the people around you doubted your path. Most would have turned away, accepting that defeat is inevitable. But not you. You felt something different inside, a quiet, stubborn voice that whispers, "I am not finished. Not yet, not ever." That voice, that refusal is your superpower. Every time you choose persistence, something remarkable happens. Your fears begin to shrink, your doubts lose their power, and your vision becomes clearer. You start to understand that life is not a game of luck, but a test of endurance, patience, and clarity. You notice the small signs that others overlook, the opportunities hidden in challenges, the lessons in failures, the subtle ways life rewards those who refuse to quit. This is the secret advantage of someone who truly persists. While the world chases shortcuts, you are building a foundation that cannot be shaken. Now consider the subtle ways this transforms you from the inside out. Your confidence grows, not the loud, boastful kind, but the quiet certainty that comes from knowing you can overcome anything. Your mind sharpens, your intuition heightens, and your ability to read situations and people improves beyond what most imagine. Every obstacle you encounter becomes a chance to refine yourself, to test your limits, to prove, first to yourself, that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. And here's the mischievous truth. Most people will never understand this. They will never see the invisible battles you fight, the silent victories you achieve, the strength that grows with every challenge you overcome. But you do. And that knowledge is intoxicating, isn't it? It makes you feel untouchable, not because the world bends to you, but because you have learned to bend yourself to a higher standard, your own. Imagine looking back a year from now, realizing that the struggles that once seemed unbearable were the very moments that made you exceptional. You will see clearly that the secret to success was not luck, opportunity, or approval from others. It was your decision to refuse to give up when giving up would have been easier. That decision alone separates you from the crowd. It makes you extraordinary. It makes you someone who cannot be ignored. And here's the final, almost seductive thought. While others seek comfort, shortcuts, and validation, you are quietly becoming someone rare, someone resilient, someone unstoppable, someone who understands, deep in their bones, that the only true loss is surrender, and the only real victory is the relentless choice to rise, no matter what. That is the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary, and that difference is already within you. So here we are, at the point where everything comes together. Look at yourself right now. You have faced struggles, doubts, and moments that could have broken you. And yet, you are still here, still standing, still willing to fight. That alone sets you apart. Because most people give up the moment that things get hard. They accept defeat. They settle for mediocrity. They let fear dictate their lives, but not you. You have discovered a truth few ever grasp. If you refuse to give up, you cannot lose. Remember this, every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt is not a wall. It's a doorway leading to a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than you ever imagined. Each time you rise after a fall, you are not just surviving, you are evolving. You are building a life, a mindset, a presence that commands respect without demanding it, that creates opportunities where others see obstacles, that transforms pain into unstoppable energy. And now imagine the future you are creating. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now, the person you are becoming will look back at these moments of struggle and smile, not because it was easy, but because you refused to surrender when giving up seemed inevitable. That is the power of persistence. That is the power that lives quietly inside you, waiting for your decision to embrace it fully. So here's the choice right now. Continue to let life happen to you, or take the reins and define your own destiny. Refuse to quit, rise after every fall, and watch how the world bends in ways you never thought possible. The victory is yours, not because the world decides it, but because you chose it. And once you choose it, nothing, no obstacle, no failure, no doubt can take it away from you. If this message sparked something inside you, if it reminded you of the strength you've always had but sometimes forget, then take action now. Hit that like button to mark the moment you decided to keep going. Subscribe to the channel and join a community of people who refuse to quit, who are dedicated to growing stronger, smarter, and unstoppable, just like you. Every step forward you take is a statement. You are not ordinary, you are extraordinary, and your journey is just beginning. So rise, persist, and never forget, if you don't give up, you don't lose.